Imagine this. The year is 1942. You're soaring above the azure Pacific, your heart pounding in your chest as enemy aircraft swarm around you like angry hornets. The sky rumbles and the world below seems a distant reality. This was the Battle of Midway, a fierce aerial conflict, a turning point in World War II, where American fighter pilots displayed true mettle. Picture the scene, the sky dotted with aircraft, the roar of engines, the sudden, terrifying silence as bombs drop. Amidst this chaos, American fighter pilots, their faces set in grim determination, maneuvered their aircraft with skill and precision. They dodged bullets, returned fire, and made split-second decisions that meant the difference between life and death. These pilots displayed an astounding ability to adapt and overcome, facing overwhelming odds with grit and tenacity. Their bravery wasn't just born out of necessity, it was honed from rigorous training and a relentless will to prevail. That was the Battle of Midway, a pivotal moment that showcased the bravery and skill of American fighter pilots. But how did they get to this point? The journey of these sky warriors began on the ground, in rigorous training programs across the United States. This statement is true for those brave individuals who were to become the American fighter pilots of World War II. These men, many barely out of their teens, were thrust into a world of high-stakes aviation. They were recruited and trained under an initiative that was as large-scale as it was ambitious. The goal? To create the best fighter pilots the world had ever seen. Training camps from California to New York became home to these future aces. Here they were immersed in an intense regimen of physical, technical, and tactical training. From understanding the physics of flight to mastering the art of aerial combat, every aspect was covered. But it wasn't just about the men. A new generation of aircraft was also being introduced. Machines like the P-51 Mustang and the B-17 Flying Fortress. These weren't just planes, they were game changers. The Mustang, with its exceptional speed and agility, became a nightmare for enemy fighters. The Flying Fortress, on the other hand, was a bomber like no other. Its ability to endure heavy damage and still complete missions was legendary. These machines, coupled with the skill and courage of the men who flew them, transformed the air war. Armed with cutting-edge aircraft and trained to perfection, these pilots were ready to take on the Axis powers, and take them on they did. The roar of engines filled the skies as American fighter pilots took the fight to the enemy. The vast expanse of the sky became their battleground, and they soared through it with purpose and determination. In Europe, American air power was instrumental in the strategic bombing campaign. The skies over cities like Berlin, Munich, and Hamburg echoed with the thunderous roar of B-17 Flying Fortresses and B-24 Liberators. These bombers, bristling with guns and laden with explosives, relentlessly targeted the enemy's industrial heartland, crippling their ability to wage war. Simultaneously in the Pacific, a different kind of war was being waged. Here the strategy was one of island hopping, with American forces methodically seizing control of key islands. The air superiority provided by the P-51 Mustangs and Corsair fighters was pivotal in these campaigns. Their precision bombing and strafing runs inflicted heavy losses on the enemy and paved the way for the ground troops to secure these island bastions. Whether it was the vast industrial landscapes of Europe or the scattered islands of the Pacific, American air power was a decisive factor. These pilots in their formidable machines were not just men of the sky, they were deliverers of victory. Their missions were fraught with danger, their lives constantly hanging by a thread. Yet, they pressed on, their courage unwavering, their resolve unyielding. Through their courage and skill, American fighter pilots and bombers helped tip the scales of war in favor of the Allies. Their wings truly were the wings of victory. The war ended, but the legacy of these sky warriors lived on. Their impact was profound, shaping the course of World War II in ways that still resonate today. These American fighter pilots and bombers, these masters of the air, played a pivotal role in securing the eventual Allied victory. They were more than just soldiers in the sky. Their tactical prowess, their unyielding courage, and their unwavering commitment to their mission not only changed the tide of the war, but also left an indelible mark on American military history. They pioneered aerial combat techniques that remain in use today, setting the standard for future generations of pilots. Their stories of valor continue to inspire, reminding us of the power of determination, bravery, and skill. Their legacy is one of triumph against all odds, a testament to the spirit of the American fighter pilot. From the Battle of Midway to the skies over Berlin, they truly were the masters of the air,